Hey guys, welcome back. Now, back in January, I made the bold prediction that Bitcoin could be breaking above the key $100,000 level this year in 2024. And now the question is, are we still on track to hit this huge milestone? Even after Bitcoin's recent rally, could we still see Bitcoin doubling from today's price? Well, that is the topic of this video. And we'll be covering the one thing that needs to move in our favor for this to be a home run. Then we'll look at the one chart from Plan B, which is incredibly exciting for everybody in crypto right now. Then we'll look at the one part of the seasonality chart, which I am most excited about. And then we'll finish seeing if we're still on track to hit $100,000 Bitcoin in just over 10 months. Okay, so first up, unlike 2021, where we had macro tailwinds of low rates, lower inflation, and the money printer, well, we now have macro headwinds of high rates, higher inflation, and a hesitant Fed. So what needs to happen from here? And so, firstly, we have to talk about the one thing that needs to move in crypto's favor this year, and that is inflation. Now, this is a real-time inflation indicator by Trueflation, and unfortunately, it's not perfect. It's not 100% accurate. However, it's still useful as a guideline. As the recent data that came out, it was showing that there was going to be quite a significant drop in inflation. And although we did get a drop in CPI recently, it wasn't quite as much as Trueflation had predicted. So the trend was right, but the drop wasn't quite as much. However, it's still useful as it gives real-time data. Some more problems. This isn't up to date. This should now be 3.1, and the low here just shows what's currently showing. It has been lower. So although not ideal, for now, I'll still use it. And it's also predicting that the next CPI, there should be another significant drop. So this would bring us down in the 2% range. However, the main point is that inflation has to keep moving our way. The trend needs to keep coming down, then it's great for risk assets. However, if inflation is sticky and begins to move back up, this is the macro headwinds I'm talking about. It means interest rates have to stay high, which is like putting a brake on the economy. And it means the hesitant Fed cannot just turn on the money printer if something goes wrong. As if inflation is high, you can't then print loads of money to solve it. So this is one of the differences of this year, which does mean that we have more FUD this year than in 2021. Although I'm sure no one wants to see another pandemic. Now, this is the crazy thing going on with the Bitcoin ETFs and where the money is flowing. So at launch, there was significant buying and significant selling, but all the selling was coming from Grayscale's product. And this is people that were locked in this product, unable to sell for many, many months as they were going through the court battle. So finally it gets converted to an ETF and people are able to sell their Bitcoin. So there was significant selling initially, and it was a close battle between new people buying and people getting out of Grayscale. However, what we've seen is that this is now diminishing. So the people that were going to sell have pretty much sold, and this is one of the main reasons why price is starting to climb for Bitcoin and the crypto market. The sellers are drying up and more people are getting into the Bitcoin ETFs, many from retirement accounts. And Fidelity has been very, very strong. However, Most recently, it's BlackRock in black that is now dominating the inflows. So if this trend continues, then it's just giving unprecedented demand, continued demand for Bitcoin. So this is really, really good to see. Now, as promised, this was the one chart recently put out by Plan B, which should be very exciting for all crypto investors. Now, the good thing about Plan B's charts is that they're incredibly simple. Very, very simple patterns, color coordinated, that show people what is going on in the crypto market and where are we at any one particular time. So the 4 parts here. In red, we have the big bull market. Then we have distribution or selling into the bear market, and then an accumulation stage. And this pattern just repeats and repeats and repeats. So the one thing that should be exciting people right now is that, yes, we've had this distribution stage into a nasty bear market, but if you are liking what is going on in crypto right now, and you're liking that your portfolio is increasing every single day and every week and every month, the great news is that we're still in the accumulation phase. We haven't even started the big bull market stage, and this is where you see the serious gains. So the good news, guys, is that it hasn't even started. Right now is just the warm-up show. So going back to the seasonality chart, and as promised, there's one part which everybody should be looking forward to. And again, if you're enjoying what's going on right now, well, this is just Q1 and it's about 14% up. Now, looking at the last halving year, which was 2020, obviously it's a stronger start. It says, if history repeats, that Q2 is going to be very, very strong as the halving happens this time around. Q3 is going to be good, even stronger than what's going on right now. However, for me, the one thing, or should I say 2 things I'm looking most forward to is this. It's Q4 of the halving year. And if you think times are good right now, where we're increasing by 14%, how is it going to feel when it's going up 170% in the quarter? And then moving on to the Q1 of the following year, another 100%. So this is pretty much as good as it gets. I mean, yes, you can point to times where it's gone up 500%, but for me, the data, when you go back to these early years, is not that useful. A 500% gain when Bitcoin's $1 is not that impressive. However, this was just the last cycle, and these are huge gains. So for me, it's Q4 this year, and then Q1, which is going to be the big mania bull market. And similar for Ethereum. Again, 100%, followed by 160% in Q1. So for me, this is what I'm most looking forward to for this 4-year cycle. And finally, finishing up with a log regression chart. Nicely shows the cycles and where we're at right now. So we've definitely had a very good run recently, which has now just brought us into the still cheap category by this chart. And if we project forward and we look by the end of 2024, which is about here, and then we look at the different categories, we can see that the central band, that yellow one, is saying it's a range between $86,000 and $113,000. And this is just the mid range. So by the end of the year, This still suggests that we're on track for the $100,000. However, I'd say that macro factors need to move and align with crypto. All things being well, I'd say we're still on track. Back in January, I made the bold prediction that Bitcoin could be breaking above the huge milestone of $100,000 this year. Now, unlike 2021, where we had macro tailwinds of low rates, lower inflation, and the money printer, this time we have to acknowledge that we have macro headwinds of high rates, higher inflation, and a hesitant Fed. Now, for the 100K to be a dead cert, we need inflation to be moving in the right direction, that being down. The Bitcoin ETFs need to keep giving a fresh supply of new demand with a nice supply shock from the halving and definitely no black swan events. However, if the macro swings in crypto's favor, then we will move on to the bull market stage of Plan B's chart, and then Q4 and then Q1 will be the most exciting time in crypto for the next 4 years. So there you are, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Now tell me, are you feeling bullish or bearish? Are we on track for $100,000 this year? Let me know below. However, just remember to get rid of 100% of the comment spam and trading bots that plague YouTube comments. We are trying out the new SuperThanks Commenting system. So to get your question or comment read and replied to, or just to say thanks, then use SuperThanks below. And for now, just to say, if you did enjoy anything in the video, then drop a like, and a big thank you to everyone who does, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.